Go, girl.
Is this as big as it will go?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. Okay. So I have to do a presentation about alcohol for college, and then I'm also being recorded. So it's about alcohol. The history of the alcohol is fermented grain, fruit juice, and honey, and it's been used to make alcohol for thousands of years. In the 16th century, alcohol was also quite often used for medicinal purposes. The 19th century was when things started to change and alcohol was used more in moderation. From 1920 onwards, provincial government started to run liquor stores. So alcohol is considered a drug and it's classed as a depressant, which means it slows down the vital functions of your body. So like a lot of the time people will drink alcohol to run away from problems if they're at that point. So the impacts it has on the brain. When you drink the alcohol, it interferes with the brain's communication pathway, which highly affects the way the brain looks and works. So if you like go online, there'll be a picture of a brain and a picture of a brain that consumes a lot of alcohol, and they do look quite different. The alcohol travels to the brain very quickly once it's consumed. Brains are still developing until we are the age of 20 to 25. So all your guys' brains are still developing. The cerebral cortex, it's responsible for our senses and our inhibitory centers. So when you drink alcohol, this affects your thought process, and I guess sometimes will make you make bad decisions. The frontal lobes are responsible for planning and making decisions. So once alcohol is consumed, it's hard to control your emotions, act without thinking, and act violent. The cerebellum is for coordination, thinking, and being aware. So this makes you not be able to walk properly and lose balance. And the hippocampus is where memories are made. So this is where a lot of the times people will say that they blacked out when they were drunk, so which makes them not remember anything at all. And then there's a picture of the different parts of your brain. Effects of alcohol in the body, it pretty much affects everything in your body. There's a picture there with all the certain things, but the main things it affects is your heart, your liver, your pancreas, and it also increases our risk of developing certain cancers. So that'd be like your throat cancer, liver cancer, lung cancer. Drinking also targets our immune system, which makes us more prone for being targets for diseases. So a lot of the times, even if we're healthy, or we're not taking care of ourselves properly, our immune systems also shut down, which make us easier to get sick. Alcohol is consumed into the body by drinking it, so a lot of other drugs are administered by needles or alcohol is consumed into the body by drinking it. Absorption is the passage of the alcohol into the blood. Once it's absorbed in the bloodstream, alcohol leaves the body in 3 ways. Kidneys eliminate 5% through urination, and lungs exhale 5% of alcohol. The liver chemically breaks down any remaining alcohol. And then it really determines on the age and the gender of someone, or even the weight, because if I drank something, or then if a guy that weighs maybe 200 pounds drank something, it would affect us both differently. So I think I can put here. So this is a chart, and it shows, so this one's for men. So let's say a guy drank 4 drinks, and if he drank 4 drinks and he weighs 100 pounds, it would take 9.5 hours to fully get the alcohol out of his system. And then I also have this one. So do you guys want to do male or female?
No.
Female.
It honestly doesn't matter.
How much should she weigh? 300?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do
250.
160. Just as like an average. What do you want to drink?
Beer.
Whiskey.
Tequila.
Raise your hand, please.
And just the number of drinks consumed.
4.
Let's be realistic though.
4.
3.5.
4. And the amount of time, so usually in a night is about what? 6 hours or so? 5 minutes? We'll do 6. So here are the results. So it says that that person's alcohol blood level concentration would be estimated to be 0.6. So if you look at the chart, 0 point, maybe into 0.3, so the first one. So you'd feel increased of confidence, sense of daring, looking flushed or red in the face, trouble with fine actions such as writing. So as you see, as it gets lower, like if you're above 0.25, it's serious health issues, including death. So that's like you could possibly overdose at that point. Signs and symptoms: someone is under the influence of alcohol, so loss of consciousness, slowed heart rate, slowed breathing, loss of motor skills, vomiting, non-responsive, weakened balance. This would be more so if someone's like gotten to almost to the point of overdose. So does anyone have any signs and symptoms that they've seen with someone that's just like drunk or tipsy? Ashley?
I forget where, I think I was in Disney, and there were a bunch of teenagers, and they were walking in the middle of the road, and they were falling over.
Yeah, so that could be like their loss of balance. Grace?
I was on a trailer park, and there was this guy, he had to be held by this girl, and one gave me a high five, I was too scared, because I thought he was going to like slap me.
Okay, yeah, so whoever drinks alcohol, I guess everyone has different ways that they respond to it, so not everyone can feel aggressive or... So this is dependence on your withdrawal symptoms. So if you're depending on alcohol, then usually it's something that you'll do every night. So like if I was dependent on alcohol, I'd probably go home tonight and have a drink until all my problems were gone. Also the tolerance changes. So let's say I was having a drink, and then eventually as time changes, my body gets accustomed to that amount of alcohol. So eventually I'd have to have 3 drinks to feel what I was feeling with 1 drink. So just like any drug, once your body gets used to the experience, your body will have withdrawal symptoms because your body depends on the substance. Some withdrawal symptoms include sweating, insomnia. You guys know what insomnia is, right?
No.
You can't sleep.
Oh.
No, I don't.
Headache, depression, and loss of appetite. An alcohol overdose can occur when you have consumed 21 drinks in a 6-hour period. So, of course, this also varies with the gender and the weight. An overdose occurs when your body can no longer keep up with the amount of alcohol you're consuming. Your body then stops working properly. An alcohol overdose can be life-threatening. Some complications can include cardiac arrest, slowing or stopping of breathing, seizures, and skin color changing. Also, another way that someone can die from, not really alcohol overdose, but if someone's drunk and they're passed out and they're laying on the floor like upway like this and they start throwing up, that's when someone can choke on themselves. But if they have someone with them, you guys would usually turn them over so they're on their side, so the vomit is going out of their body instead of back in. Alcohol and pregnancy. Alcohol is very harmful for a baby, and this may come with consequences. Alcohol crosses the placenta to the developing baby. So whatever alcohol the mother consumes while she's pregnant, it also reaches a baby. The alcohol or the blood alcohol level will also be the same as the mother's. If an expecting mother is drinking during pregnancy, it can cause damage to the developing baby's brain and body. Some babies may die before they're even born if they are exposed to high levels of alcohol. So some babies who are exposed to alcohol when they are in the womb can end up with a lifelong disability called FASD. Have you guys ever heard of that? No. It's a fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. FASD is one of the most common preventable birth defects in unborn children. Babies born with FASD will have a number of physical changes in their head, face, and brain. Physical changes most of the time are not noticeable. So a lot of the time it's not like autism where they do have facial changes. This is more so just like the things in their brain. So they'll get brain damage. Also, like there are slight birth defects like in the eyes, in the face. They have a lower IQ, they have poor growth, and they have a developmental delay. So this is a boy living with FASD.
It might not be.
It's
It
not
might
gonna
not.
work.
No, just pause it for a second.
Yeah, it might not be as loud.
Try now. Can you hear it?
No.
You might have to turn up the sound on the smart board.
No, I don't think it's connected to that.
Can someone turn on the light for a second?
Hang on. Yo, I could actually see the smart board. Yeah. Alright, like.
Yeah.
And his grandmother, Angela, dear friends. So we'll start with Nicholas, if that's okay with you. You ready? You ready? Okay, it's yours.
My name is Nicholas, and I'm 9 years old. I live with my nanny and my younger sister, Ariana. When I was born, I lived with my parents, but they could not take care for me. So I went to live with my nanny. My mother died when I was 3 years old, and then my father died shortly after that. I have fetal alcohol syndrome because my mother drank alcohol when she was pregnant with me. I was diagnosed with FAS when I was 3 years old by a doctor at Georgetown University Hospital. Because I have FAS, I have difficulty controlling my impulses. I am smaller than other kids my age. It is hard for me to concentrate. I lose my temper sometimes. Sometimes I talk a lot because my brain won't shut off. I have to take medicine 3 times a day to help my brain slow down so I can concentrate, and I also take medicine at night to help my brain turn off so I can sleep. I am a 4th grader at Kingsbury Day School in Washington, D.C. I am in a special education class, and I have an aide with me all day to help with my schoolwork and help me stay on task. Some of my favorite things to do are play with Legos, read books, play with my DS. And my mommy says I'm really good at hitting a baseball, but I can't play on the team because it's hard for me to follow the rules. I will always be affected by FAS, and that makes my nanny sad. My little sister has ARMD, alcohol-related neurodevelopmental disorder, which means that she has some of the effects of being exposed to alcohol, but not as much as I do. I mostly enjoy being with adults and playing games and talking about fantasy things. Some of the other kids at my daycare don't understand why I like to pretend so much. I don't mind talking about having FAS because that might help other people to understand what it is like for kids like me. That's why I am here today, to let you know what it is like for me to have fetal alcohol syndrome. Some sets from Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm really good at playing baseball because I can really hit the ball hard. And I can even hit it right over the treetops. I like to do the Wii a lot. I've already earned Darth Maul, Darth Vader, and General Grievous and Emperor Palpatine on the Wii, on Lego Star Wars. Sometimes I can't beat hard levels because it's hard for me to concentrate, so I can't do certain levels. When I pretend to be people, I usually pretend to be Voldemort or something. Like either a Death Eater or maybe a Dementor and Voldemort. Voldemort is in Harry Potter and Darth Maul and